only considered myself broke. Because poor is permanent, it is a state of being, but broke is only temporary. One day, matatapos din yan. And true enough, one day, natapos din nga siya. And yung mga na-experience ko before, ngayon natatawa na lang ako kasi ang dami kong natutunan. Pero that time, it was such a travesty. This was me in just 1 year's time when I changed my meaning. I didn't even diet. Nagkakasakit na ako at everything. So from that to this, and in 2014, I wrote a book entitled Determined, Take Control of Your Finances and Your Life. Miss Connie Reyes was one of the people who encouraged me to write the book. Out of all places during one prayer meeting pa. Hindi kami nag-uusap na may bala ko magsuot ng libro. Sabi niya, Jason, may sabihin ako sa'yo. And then she shared sa akin. So now, nagbago yung perspective ko. 2014 yung libro, hanggang ngayon meron pa rin mga nagme-message sa akin, mga nakabasa ng libro, it helped them, on and on. I didn't know that my experience will be an inspiration to others. Now, my definition of money has changed from shame into honor, to honor the memory of my mom. So, few years before that, 2010, nangyari. Meron kaming mga utang. Nag-speak ako in a venue. It's called Teatrino. Tapos, sabi ko sa kanila, meron kaming 8 credit card, lahat may utang. 8. Aside from yung mga iba-iba mga utang namin na malaki sa mga suppliers, mga iba pang mga pinagkautangan namin na personal, inunti-unti namin bayaran. Pero yung 8 credit card, mabigat, may interest. Sabi ko sa audience, yung 7 na bayaran na namin, isa na lang natitira. Nilabas ko yung huling credit card. I told them, this is the last credit card, and we paid it off 2 days ago. Got a pair of scissors. I told them this is what you call plastic surgery. I cut that card off and I shouted, "Freedom!" And people gave me blank stares. Sabi ko sa kanila, wala akong pakialam kung feeling nyo corny ako, but I'm a big fan of the movie Braveheart. Sigaw ako ulit, "Freedom!" Gulat ako, no? Dun sa small theater na yun, around 300 people. Sabay-sabay sila. Almost lahat nagsigawan, freedom. Alam niyo kung bakit? Lahat pala sila may utang din. Okay, curious lang ako, may good debt saka bad debt Ayan, o liliwanagin ko lang, may utang pa rin ako. Pero yung utang ko lahat ngayon, good debt. Wala akong utang na bad debt. So, ayan, kunyari, real estate, yun lang yung utang ko. So, aminin nyo na, sa chat box, tayo-tayo lang naman. Okay? Sino sa inyo dito, meron kayong utang? Ayan, pwede bang pakilagay sa chat box? Utang. Ayan, katuwaan lang, katuwaan. Ayan. Naglagay ng pangalan, hindi ko sinabing ilagay nyo yung pangalan ng may utang sa inyo, Ayan, mamaya pa yun, ma'am. Okay. Sino naman sa inyo? Tinanong ko rin sa kanila ito, tatanungin ko na rin kayo. Sino sa inyo dito yung mga nananalangin na mawalain ka nalang mga utang? Pakilagay sa chat box, freedom. Ayan. Good. At sino naman yung mga nananalangin na mawalain ka nalang pinagkakautangan? Ilagay yung pangalan. Wag yung ilagay yung pangalan. Masama yun. Alam nyo, last month, I did a talk. And I was so happy. It's a small theater called Teatrino, kung saan ko ginupit yung credit card ko. Tapos nagkataon yung event, it's in the same venue. The last time I was there was 15 years ago. And I shared a similar story to the participants who were mostly in their 20s, young people in sales. Now, it's crucial, no? Kasi ang ating money, it's connected to our emotions, our feelings. Right? What's an emotion? It is the meaning of our feelings. So ano ba yung meaning natin pagdating sa mga bagay na importante sa atin? Especially when it comes to money. If it is faulty, then it's about time for us to change our meaning so we can change our life. I'm going to share some examples right now about that. And I know some of you may have heard of this. It may sound cliche, but I'll go ahead. Right? But before anything, bago ko i-share yung tatlo, this is an eye-opener. If you cannot manage money, if you cannot manage your emotions, you won't be able to manage money. Okay? You cannot manage money if you cannot manage your emotions. Okay? Food for thought. Now, here are some money truths and money myths. So, the first money myth is that money is the root of all evil. And alam ko na obvious to, na hindi money. Pero marami sa atin, yun ang iniisip natin. Kaya pagdating na sa money, right, it's so hard for us to be able to find ways to open doors, to generate more income, more money. Kasi nga, subconsciously, yun yung nasa isip natin. Pero nangyayari lang yan if yung morals natin nako-compromise na natin. It's not money. It's the love of money that is the root of all evil. So sa family, dapat pinag-uusapan natin yan. Diba, ayaw natin pag-usapan yan pagdating sa hapagkainan eh. Pero pag hindi natin pinag-usapan yan, ang nangyayari, hindi nga natin pinag-aawayan ngayon, pero after that, away tayo ng away. Maganda pag-awayan na natin ngayon. Mag-discuss na tayo para after, hindi na tayo nag-aaway. So, very simple, no? Na tweak. Here's another one. Kayo ba, naniniwala kayo na pag nagpautang kayo ng pera, nakakatulong kayo ng tao? If you lend people money, you are helping people. If that's you, can you put there in the chat box, yes? If naniniwala kayo na pag kayo ay nagpautang ng pera, nakakatulong kayo. Yeah. Okay? Good. Now, here is a myth for you. Okay? Lending money to help people. Myth yan. Sige, imagine ganito na lang. Imagine niyo. Meron kayong best friend. Simula elementary, high school, college, super close kayo, best friend mo. Tapos, after college, graduation, hindi na kayo nagkita. Hindi kayo nagkita for 10 years. Pagpunta mo ng Mega Mall, pagpindot mo ng elevator, pagbukas ng elevator ng ganyan, nakita mo yung pagmumuka ng best friend mo. Aba, na-rekindle ang inyong relationship. Tawagan kayo, text, di ba? Araw-araw, where you hear me, eat na you, eat na me. Ayan. Pagkalipas ng 6 na buwan na super close kayo, one day, bigla ka na lang tinawagan ni best friend. Sabi sa'yo ni best friend mo, best friend, pasensya na. Hiyang-hiya talaga ako, pero ikaw lang yung tangi kong malalapitan ngayon. Matinding pangangailangan ko. Pwede ba akong pakilagay sa chatbox yung sasabihin niya? Ayan, lagay niyo sa chatbox. Ayan. Okay. Pwede ba akong mangutang? Good. Yung iba, medyo may hashtag hugot moment. Tapos, ikaw naman, syempre, kaibigan, best friend, magkano ba yung kailangan mo? Best friend, huwag ka mag-alala. Bibigyan pa kita ng interest. Tapos, best friend, 1 month lang babayaran na kita. So, ikaw naman, sige na, wala na interest, 1 month lang naman, pinahiram yung savings mo. Ayun na. First week, tawagan text. Second week, tawagan text. Third week, tawagan text. Yung fourth week na, yung tinetext mo na siya, hindi ka na sinasagot. Yung tinatawagan mo, dinadrop na yung call. Yung sinisingil mo na siya pa yung pakilagay sa chatbox. Yan. Yung sinisingil mo na, siya pa yung at ikaw pa yung lagay ulit sa chatbox. Ayan. Okay, pakilagay na lang po yung mga pangalan na sumagot. Ibig sabihin yan yung mga kailangan mamaya ng counseling session. Ayan, buti na lang meron mga nag-invite sa inyo from Pru. Matutulungan kayo pagdating sa finances. Alam nyo, hindi tayo nakakatulong. Ang nangyari, we destroy the relationship when we lend people money. Ako hindi ako nagpapautang ng pera. Namimigay na lang ako. Wait mamaya biglang may mga mag-private message sa akin namimigay ako kung ano yung kaya ko lang. At yan ang gawin nyo. Pag may nangungutang sa inyong 10,000, for example, kaya mo lang 500. Magbigay ka na lang ng 500 and tell the person, blessing ko na lang to para sa'yo. You don't have to pay me anymore. Para no strings attached. At minsan may magsasabi, kailangan niya talaga ng pera. Okay lang yun. As long as pag nagpahiram ka ng pera, huwag mo na expect na babayaran ka. Kung kaya mo yun, then it's okay. It's up to you. It's your prerogative. Now, here's another money myth. Okay? Another money myth is you should not talk about money and debt in family matters. Here's another eye-opener. We should be able to talk about money or debt in family matters. It is essential. It is necessary. Sa mga dito. Sino pala dito yung mga married? Pakilagay sa chat box, M. Pakilagay sa chat box, M. Yung mga married. Ayan. Okay, yung mga happily married, HM, pakilagay. Ayan, nawala na. Okay, it's good. Honest kayo. Yung iba, sabi sa akin, ako happily married. Yung misis ko happy. Ako married. Sabi niya ng ganun. Ito makinig mabuti. Kaya buti nandito kayo sa session na to. Makinig mabuti If you have money problems, you will have marriage problems. Ang sakit nun. If you have problems, you will have marriage problems. Kami mag-asawa, mahal na mahal namin isa't isa. Pero nagkaroon na kami ng money problem, ayan na. Diba? Grabe yung stress. And yung separation, 50% of separation ng marriages, 4:1 yan, it's about finances. It's about money. Just imagine. Here's another challenge for everyone here to navigate as we change our meaning. If you are familiar with the sandwich generation, ayan, Sabi ni Cecil, I had a college friend ng Hiram. After many years of no contact, we met again. Didn't remember that she owed me. Aba, grabe yan. Maging kaibigan ko nga itong si Cecil. Lagot ka, Cecil. Nag-comment ka. Baka maraming makipag-friend sa'yo. But, no, thank you for sharing that. Yung Sandwich Generation, ganito siya, di ba? Yung ikaw, husband, right? Sinusuportahan mo yung family mo. Si wife, sinusuportahan rin niya yung family niya. So, ilan family niya yung sinusuportahan nyo? 3 na. Kasi may family rin tayo eh. Correct? And minsan, hindi pala minsan, madalas, lalo na yung mga OFW, yung mga sinusuportahan natin na family members, they are still capable of working. And they stopped working, umasa na sa atin. Hindi ko sinasabi na huwag tayong tumulong sa family. We have to do that. That's part of our culture. Pero kung codependency na nangyari, there's a big problem. And hindi lang minsan sandwich generation, nagiging clubhouse generation pa. Oo, pati extended family. Hindi lang yung immediate. Pinsan, lahat. At pag hindi ka nakapagbigay, ikaw pa yung masama. I want to show this video. Well, I want you to be focused on this video because it speaks volumes of how the sandwich generation is really affecting not just Filipinos, but this is prevalent in Asian nations. Watch this video.
这样还不够啊？
为什么这么少？今年没有花红吗？
难道全部给你啊？ I can't always be generous to you.
为什么没有听妈妈电话？
我在忙
家里冰箱坏了，这个礼拜去买个新的。
啊，我在这边。OK。
修不好了，买个新的吧。
And I'm sorry if I can't give you the best. 妈，用这个。
哎，旧的。
I know you expect more of me,
你应该买大一点的车。
but I can't give you all of life's comforts.
啊，发生什么事？
为什么把你妈妈放在这个病房？
我哪里知道？我刚刚从工作过
我跟
来，
你讲不知道
我自己来了。
I need to make tough choices.
It's too expensive. Can we go somewhere nearer?
I need to make sacrifices. I was given everything while growing up, but I didn't turn out the person I was supposed to become. I turned out normal. I'm sorry for doing this, but I'm thinking of the future.
Ah. 啊？什么？我现在赶过去。黄金有，还有衣服嘞，一定有，你自己看，全部都有。
There's so much to prepare for, but I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for you, so that you won't have to make the choices I have to make. My parents gave me everything, but that was the way then. I will do things differently. I will plan for my retirement so that you don't have to be caught in between providing for me and raising your own family. My dearest Emma, I will be the last sandwich generation. This is my promise to you.
And you see, if you are in that situation, that's one of the reasons why we need to be able to manage our meaning. And we need to do that so that we can break the cycle. Kasi pag hindi natin na-break yung cycle, one day, yung children naman natin, tayo naman yung aasa sa kanila. So right now, let's take control of our financial destiny. Manage your meaning. Second would be manage your money. And in managing our money, it's essential for us to understand that there's defense and offense. So yung defense natin, ayan, okay? Defense, how do we protect what we have? Offense naman is how we'd be able to generate more income and make money work for us. How do we turn our income from active income to passive income? So, first off, mahihirapan tayong gawin yan. And a little bit lang, no, this is not our main topic, but to give you lang an idea, is to understand yung budgeting. Yung budgeting, no, or budget, it's the dreaded B word, na parang, ay, allergic ako dyan pagdating sa budget. Pero kung change natin ulit yung meaning ng budget into designing the life you want, designing the life that I want, then it changes everything. And you ask this powerful question, what do I want my money to do for me? Right? What do I want my money to do for me? Nakafocus tayo sa mga wants natin madalas. Hindi natin nakikita yung mga needs natin. Pero pag na-identify na natin yung mga needs natin, and nakita natin yung mga wants natin in the future, then we will create a game plan. So a simple budget would be this, a 50-30-20 budget plan. 50% essential expenses, 30% discretionary expenses, and 20% will be our savings and debt repayment. Pero, pag ginawa natin yan, tandaan nyo, no? Ito yung magiging hierarchy of financial needs natin. Okay? And I'm gonna break it down for you step by step and just give you a preview. So, uunahin mo dyan, of course, yung wealth protection. Meaning, hindi natin alam no kung ano yung mangyayari sa atin, right? Life is so fleeting. Just like that, anything can happen. So, we have to be thankful every single day. Ako, no, it's not just because Pru Life invited me to share here, but if you're a breadwinner, insurance is essential. It is essential. Kasi kailangan iniisip natin yung family. By the way, I'm not affiliated with Pru Life. I'm an external speaker. But I have my insurance. I have ample insurance, more than enough. And isa yan sa mga pinprioritize ko. So, the health insurance, life insurance, tapos, pag yan na-protektahan natin yung foundations natin, everything that you have been working for, the next now would be yung ating wealth creation. So, this is a picture of my sister. My sister, with her permission, I put her in my book. And my sister lost her husband at 38 years old. Tapos yung sister ko, nangyari sa kanya, ang laki ng utang nila. And yung namatay yung brother-in-law ko, she has 3 children, a 9-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a baby. Yung 3-year-old, pumupunta, mga 3-4 years old siya. Nandun sa funeral, lumalapit siya sa mga tao. Eh, syempre, funeral, maingay. Lalapit siya, tapos kakalibitin niya, sasabihin niya, shh, don't be noisy, Papa is sleeping. Punta siya sa kabila, shh, don't be noisy, Papa is sleeping. And it really broke my heart. So, yung nakita ko yung nangyari sa kanila, no, sabi ko, yan yung dapat na iwasan ko hindi mangyari sa akin. Unfortunately, yun rin yung nangyari sa akin, nagkautang-utang and everything. But you see, my sister, for some reason, they prepared at meron silang insurance. And because of that, nasalba sila. And she became a firm believer. And if it weren't for that insurance na for their protection, hindi siguro sila naka-thrive at that time. At the time when they were just surviving, they started thriving because of that simple decision that they made. So, ako, no, that's a gentle admonition for everyone here. On the other hand, I know naman someone who's very, 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 very successful. Unfortunately, didn't prepare, and now the family is having huge problems because they aren't able to pay estate taxes and everything. Now, move tayo dun sa next na pinakita ko kanina. No? By the way, learning and enjoying. If you are, can you put there in the chat box, LE, if you are learning and enjoying? Ayan. Okay. Good. Thank you. Tapos siguro, maybe we can look for at least 3, kung meron kayong mga nakikita na kakaibang comments sa our hosts, we'll look for 3 winners. I'll give you a copy of my book. Ayan na. Okay, kaya kay ka-special sa akin. Now, next is wealth creation. Wealth creation through business, through investment, finding a way na kasi ang biggest source of income natin will be, of course, our active income. Unti-unti yan. Hindi ka naman magkakaroon ng investment kung wala kang active income, kung di tayo nagbe-build. Pero ito lang walang taong yumaman dahil sa earned income nila. Meaning, kapag tayo, we're just earning money, we won't become wealthy. And the chances of becoming wealthy, siguro meron pero very, very slim. Kasi lahat ng mga tao who became financially successful, ang ginawa nila, yung earned income nila, kinonvert nila into investments. So from active income, they converted it to passive income. And dyan papasok yung vision natin. Dyan dapat tayo nakafocus. The more passive income, the more money working for us. So, ito yung, you can take a picture of this if you want. Yung income mo, 80%, expenses, liabilities, 20%. Yan na, binibuild mo na ngayon. Yung assets mo, multiple streams of income. And one of those powerful tools will be financial instruments. And then build more assets and multiple streams of income. Diba? May real estate, may business, at iikot yan ngayon. Palaki ng palaki yung income mo, palaki ng palaki yung assets mo. And ang goal, one day, yung iyong passive income is more than your living expenses. And that is a time when you can say that you are financially free. Third would be wealth preservation. Pine-preserve na natin yung wealth natin. Ayan na, dahil eventually, ipapasa na natin yan to the next generation, to our loved ones. Whatever we've worked hard for. So again, this is not our topic, but you can ask those who invited you to share more about this. And this is crucial as we plan our financial future. The last would be to manage your momentum. The last would be to manage momentum. Sabi ni Tiffany, the goal, more passive income, yes, and Myra, so many realizations that should never be neglected. Correct. And Mariel Fez said, multiple streams of income. Yan. Start na tayo. Find the best for you in your current situation. And then passive income is the goal talaga, sabi ni Erin. Now, pagdating sa manage your momentum, I want to ask this question. Who among here, you want to know the secret to happiness? Ayan. And you want to be happy. You want me to share it to you. Lagay niyo sa chat box, happy, if you want me to share the secret to happiness. Great. Thank you. Oh, we're 550 in the chat box. Yan. Great. And I saw a while ago there are some people from Australia, as far from the Middle East. And thank you again for coming. Ako, personally, my personal conviction for us to be happy, put God first in everything. That's first. And the second, this is what I'm going to share sa inyo. I believe that people will never be happy if they don't understand this. I believe that you should teach this to your children, to young people, and for those who are younger here, ayan, pag naintindihan nyo to, it will change the trajectory of your life. And for those who are a little bit more tenured, magbabago din yung ating perspective pag naintindihan natin to. If you want to be happy, you will never be happy in life. But if you change your meaning of happiness into this, because happiness is all about solve meaningful problems. Yan yung happiness. Let me explain. Gusto mong bumili ng kotse, right? Yung bumili ka na ng kotse, anong tawag mo sa kotse? Problem. Tama? Parking pa lang, problema na yan. Yung monthly mo, down mo, papa-maintain mo yan, papaayos mo. Tapos pag nasira na nga aircon ng sasakyan namin, 25,000, problema. Pagbebenta mo yan, depreciated na yung price, problema. Gusto mo pa ng 2 kotse, may 3 ka ng kotse, 3 problema. Right? You have a house, you want a bigger house. What do you call that? A bigger problem. Correct? Or for those who joined a company, wow, ganda ng company, dami ko natututunan, I'm gaining new knowledge, new friends, and then one day na-promote ka. Yung na-promote ka na, anong tawag doon? Problem. Tapos, as a manager, lumaki ng lumaki yung group mo, no? Lumaki ng lumaki yung responsibilities, lumaki ng lumaki yung iyong problems. Right? Sabi ko sa inyo kanina, sino yung mga married dito? Ayan. Anong tawag nyo sa mga asawa nyo? Pakilagay sa chat box. Anong tawag nyo sa mga asawa nyo? Ayan. Okay. Iniintay ko kung sino yung unang was 45 years old. So 1 year lang tanda ko sa kanya. And my wife, we have 2 kids, 2 girls, a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old. And we wanted a boy for the longest time. We have been waiting for a long time, since 2016. My wife had 3 miscarriages. The last one was supposed to be twins. Tapos, yung nakunan siya 2021. Sabi namin last na yun. True enough, buntis nga siya. But she had apas. If you look at her tummy, over here, parang punching. Pina-acting ko sila dyan, no? Kasi ganyan kapal yung syringe. We needed 2 injections every day. 1,000 per injection, but that's not the biggest problem. The main problem was every time I would administer the injection to my wife's tummy, she would cry because it's so painful. Yung baby namin nasa tiyan pa lang, malaking problema na. Pero ang problema kapag meaningful siya, hindi na problema. Nagiging privilege na. Kapag ang problema naging meaningful, it is now a blessing. You want bigger blessings? Be prepared for bigger problems. If you want bigger blessings, be prepared for bigger problems. But those problems should be meaningful. Pipiliin natin kung ano yung mga problema natin. Ang problema, lalo na sa pera, hindi natin pinipili kung ano yung mga problema natin. Bili tayo ng bili ng mga kung ano-ano, yun yung mga bagay na nagdudulot ng problema sa atin. Pero kung ang poproblemahin natin ngayon, paano natin papalaguin yung ating pera so that we can provide for our family and our financial future, then it changes everything. And last year, July 1, through God's grace, after waiting for 22 years, our baby boy was finally born. His name is Jaden Kion. And this is him today. Magwa 1-year-old na siya this coming July 1. Listen, the greatest sources of happiness will also give you the greatest sources of pain. Ulitin ko, the greatest sources of happiness will also give you the greatest sources of pain and problems. Mga anak natin, lahat tayo dito nagka-problema na sa anak. Kung hindi pa kayo nagkaka-problema sa anak, please let me know so we can worship you. Tuition fee palang problema na. Pero dahil meaningful siya. Hindi siya drama, hindi siya inimbento na problema. Right? Ginaganaan tayo, we're fired up for those meaningful problems in our life. At alam nyo, ano po yung nakakatuwa? Sa totoo lang, yung unang baby namin, wala kaming pera, pati sa ospital, hirap na hirap kami. Hahabol kami. Yung doktor namin that time, binigyan pa kami ng discount. Sabi ko kasi, Doc, wala kami talagang pera eh. Magwa-ward na lang kami. Eh yung doktor, napamahal na sa amin, sabi nung doktor, huwag kayong mag-ward, mag-private kayo. Pero yung inyong room, ang sisingilin ko sa inyo, pang-ward lang. Or bibigyan ko pa kayo ng discount. Hindi siya pumayag. Ganun yung level. Pero ngayon, yung nagbuntis siya, we spent a lot. Sa hospital pa lang yung nanganak siya, we spent a lot. But we prepared. And walang stress. Kasi handa kami, no? Because it is a meaningful problem for us. Finally, I want to share this. 3 things I shared. Manage your meaning, manage your money, and manage your momentum. And your momentum should start now. Finally, I want to end with this. Contentment is the most powerful financial principle. When I say contentment, hindi ko sinasabing huwag tayo maging ambisyoso. Let's be ambitious. Let's work. Let's dream. Let's have a a grand vision. But contentment and success are very different things. Be content, but never satisfied. Because contentment is about yourself. Hindi ka makukontent kahit anong gawin mo sa buhay. Maganda yung kotse mo ngayon, bibili ka pa rin ng mas magandang kotse. Maganda yung relo mo, bibili ka mas magandang. Hindi ka makukontento. Pero pag ginagawa mo yung mga bagay para sa ibang tao na, ayan na, nagiging ambisyoso ka at lumalaki ngayon yung vision mo for others. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for coming. I hope this message motivated you and inspired you. And I pray for a fantastic, wonderful financial destiny for you so that you can make and chart your family's destiny. God bless.
All right. Thank you, Sir Jason, for sharing your stories and the 3 M's. Manage your meaning, manage your money, and manage your momentum. So, bigyan naman natin ng heart message si Sir Jason sa ating chat box. Heart icon. Ayan. So, at this point, Sir Jason, we're opening the floor for if there would be any questions from our audience. Mukhang pag-appreciated nila, Sir Jason, dami na nag-heart message sa atin. Ayan. Meron dito nag-phone in question, Sir Jason. We'd like to hear you. Ano po ba, diba in this time, nag-show po kayo kanina, Sir Jason, ng sandwich generation. So, personally po, ano pong mapapayin ninyo sa mga struggling na breadwinners para makaipon po?
Sa mga nasa sandwich generation ngayon, you have to make a decision na to talk to your loved ones, to talk to your probably parents, and tell them, Mapa, mahal namin kayo and we will still support you. Pero yung support namin, it's not anymore, it's volitional, it's not anymore an obligation. Huwag nyo naman silang biglain. Bigyan nyo sila, for example, kung kaya 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, but you still support them, but tell them na yun nga yung case because you have your own family also. And sinasabi ko to dun sa mga parents, for example, na capable naman sila magtrabaho. Meron din mga parents or loved ones natin na hindi na talaga capable, hirap sila. So, kailangan mag-usap-usap tayo, magkakapatid, di ba? Minsan, magkakapatid, isa lang yung sumusupport or dalawa, the rest hindi. So, you have to find a way to have meaningful, crucial conversations. So, pag napag-usapan niyo yan, magiging mas maayos and magiging less stressed. And also, kung meron din mga umaasa sa inyo na hindi naman dapat umasa, yan din. Kailangan yung pag-usapan. So, take time to really handle these difficult conversations.
Alright, thank you, sir. At dahil dun, sir, may follow-up question doon. So, how can you manage to say no to that? And kasi minsan may guilty feeling daw po kasi Sir Jason So, how can we, kumbaga, deliver that to our parents?
Yeah, well, there's no other way. Minsan, meron mga, for example, nangangailangan, we help them. Tapos, hingi ulit. Ngayon, dadating yung point na you have to tell them, I'll give you again, pero yun nga, sa next time, meron ng limitation or next time or last na to, something like that. Basta, respectful pa rin tayo sa kanila. And we explain it in such a way na meron din tayong mga needs. But again, case-to-case basis to. Case-to-case basis to. Yung nangyari sa mom ko before, syempre, tulungan kami magkakapatid because that is our context. So, please use common sense also. Pero, pag dumating na yung point na hindi na kayo makaunsad-unsad, tapos na obligation na nasa inyo na lahat yung burden, ang dami ko ding mga naririnig na stories na they were trapped in the sandwich generation, and instead of them being helping themselves, they helped their family, pero sila nabaon naman sila sa utang to the tune of hundreds of thousands of pesos. I know someone parang 18,000 lang yung sweldo niya at that time. lumobo yung utang niya ng mga 500,000 plus, di ba? Ilang years mong babayaran yun?
Alright, thank you, Sir Jason. Yan, talagang kailangan heart to, kumbaga, pag ikaw ay nasa San generation. At dahil din, sir, nabanggit niyo sa one of your stories that you were in debt, di ba, sir? Ang dami niyo naging credit cards, kaya nga nagkaroon kayo ng freedom. So, what was your mindset to become debt-free? And what was the first thing you did to manage your debt?
There's no other way. Yung time na yon, hindi ako kumikita ng malaki kasi nawala yung business namin, naghahabol kami ng pera. So you need to have side hustles. Tapos yung mga side hustles na yan, kailangan mo talaga maghanap ng more ways to generate income. Pero pag magsa-side hustle ka, maganda, let's say you're working, tapos magsa-side hustle ka, isang side hustle lang, wag madami, kasi hindi ka focused eh. Tapos yung side hustle na yan, whatever money that you will get from it, you will start, kumbaga, paying off your debts. So sa amin at that time, yung 8 credit card namin, kasi may tinuturo yung mga financial experts, di ba? Na pay the highest interest first. Pero maganda, I got this from Dave Ramsey, it made a whole lot of sense. Na bayaran nyo muna yung pinakamaliit. Kasi pag yung pinakamaliit binayaran nyo, pag nabayaran mo na yan, ayan, mas mamomotivate kayo. Nakikita mo yung, kumbaga, fruits of your labor. Tapos, from the maliit na bayaran mo, next na naman, yun yung tinatawag natin na snowball effect. So, yun yung ginawa namin at that time. We started paying the smallest, and then yung nabayaran namin, next naman, dun sa kabila. Tapos, nabayaran naman yung next card, dun naman sa kabila. And whatever extra income that we get, we pay off our debts. So, wag muna kayong di ba? Maglakwat siya, wag muna kayong ngayon may nag-message lang sa akin. Nakakalungkot. I think he's 26 years old ba? Kasama namin sa church. Kautang-utang. Ano yung utang? Walang kakwenta-kwenta. Travel. Di ba? Hindi siya meaningful problem. And it's sad to say, the guy now is in maybe around 300,000 in debt because he traveled. And yun nga, parang kailangan piliin natin yung mga problema natin. I hope na matuto siya doon, and I'll give him more advice to be able to find ways to get out of that puddle.
Alright, Teacher Jason. They're curious kung anong po angat sa inyo para makarecover. Iba yung time na kayo ay halos nawala lahat po sa inyo. Yun.
Yeah. So, sorry, Miss Jazz, I didn't hear you. Pakiulit nga. You have a question?
Yes, Sir Jason. The time that you lost everything, what were the businesses or investment that you ventured into, sir? Kumbaga, para mag-gain back or mag-bounce back.
So, pag ikaw nawalan ka ng negosyo at nagkautang-utang ka, first thing na gagawin mo, makipag-usap ka dun sa mga tao na pinagkakautangan mo. And then show them the intention really that you want to pay off your debts. Kasi importante yung open communication tayo sa kanila. And there are some na, alam mo yon, itatouch ni God yung heart nila. They will be more generous, gracious. And in those moments, ang kailangan mong gawin, kailangan mong maghanap ng way na magkaroon ka ng savings. So pag may utang ka, tapos may konti kang pera, wag mo munang bayaran lahat yung utang mo. Kasi pag binayaran mo lahat yung utang mo at nagkaroon ka ng emergency na naman, mangungutang ka na naman. So in other words, hahatiin mo siya, savings and bayad ng utang. And remember, kailangan lagi kang merong emergency fund. So pag may utang, wag mo munang mag-invest, bayaran mo muna yung utang mo. Kasi baka mas malaki pa yung interest ng utang mo kaysa dun sa investment mo. Ang iniisip mo ngayon, hindi defense lang, you're thinking of offense, finding ways to generate more income. And since this is a PruLife event, and again, I'm not affiliated with PruLife, that's one option that you can check out. Maybe being a financial advisor can help you, as long as you are looking for an additional source of income, right? At natututo ka pa to be financially literate, and then you're surrounded by people of the same mind and same spirit, then isa yun sa mga ways na po pwede nyong gawin.
Alright, great. Thank you, Sir Jason, for inspiring us with your stories and giving us advice. So before we end this, Sir Jason, would you like to announce po ba? Or yung bibigyan niyo daw po ng book na excited ang ating audience?
Sorry pwede pong kayo talaga yung mamili tapos padala na lang natin sa kanila. No? Hindi ko kasi nakikita yung chat box yung mga messages. I mean, lost track already sa dami.
Before Jason, we'll announce it na lang po. Yan. Our team will be able to manage that for you. Yan.
And then we'll send you the book. Yung determine na bibigay ko yung behavioral finance ko na book.
Yes, ayan. So, saan daw po ba mabibili yung book ninyo din, sir? Maraming po nag-ask. Baka gusto niyo pang i-promote. So,
you can check it out sa website namin, jasonlaw.com. And please follow me in my social media handles. You can find us in Shopee. At saka, Miss Jazz, if you don't mind, no? Nakakataba ng puso si Miss UM Sabi niya kasi they booked me in advance. Bukas kasi pupunta ako ng Davao. So, meron kaming event sa Davao on Saturday. If you are from Davao, I'll have a U conference there in Davao. Check us out in our social media handles also for more information.
All right. Thank you, Sir Jason. Yan. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give heart emoticon kay Sir Jason before we let him go kasi tonight was really a meaningful night to us. Yan, di ba? Meaning. Kaya you give meaning to your way of life. And at meron nga ako na basa na comment kanina, buti na lang in-invite siya sa session na to, Sir Jason. She was very grateful. And with that, of course, aside from the special talk of Sir Jason that gave us meaning to it, we also like you to talk to your financial advisor so you can start planning your financial journey because again, it's one of the ways for you to build your wealth. So with that, thank you so much, Sir Jason. Thank you also to our guests, invited guests who joined us today. And to our pro-lifers, thank you for inviting your guests and joining us as well. So we hope that after this, you will reach out to your guests and your guests as well will be able to have meaningful conversations with you. So with that, thank you so much and God bless you all.